1-800-2-500-4500. If you got hurt, you gotta give them a try. Call my injury guy.
Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, shooting you another video. And the topic of today's video is, what should I expect from my first consultation with an injury lawyer after I've been involved in an accident or an injury, right? So there's what you should expect, and then there's a different thing, which is what you probably will get, okay? So as you might imagine, I talk to hundreds and hundreds of people every year. And a lot of them tell me that they've called a couple of different injury lawyers, or they've been represented by lawyers in the past, and you call the lawyer and they want to spend as little time as possible with you on the phone. And if they don't immediately think you have a case, some of them even hang up on you. And the new thing that's happening now, it's been happening for a couple years, and it seems to just be getting worse and worse, is lawyers aren't even looking at the cases or screening the cases or talking to the clients. And not even paralegals, right? So in my office, I have a couple of paralegals who I could not live without. They're brilliant, they're hardworking, they're dependable, and I'm heavy on training and explaining, so they understand exactly what we're looking for. You don't, from what people have told me, you don't even get a paralegal. A lot of times you get a minimally trained person who's not even in the country. Like maybe they're in Mexico, maybe they're in the Philippines, and none of these people understand how the law works, or how the claims process works, or how American or Illinois injury cases work. But these big advertisers, just have an army of these people that they can pay very little money and don't train. The only thing they train to do is go down a checklist, and if there's a case, they sign it, and if there's not a case, they say, sorry, we can't help you. No advice, no back and forth, no talking to somebody who actually knows how these cases work. And I'm going to be honest with you, out of the people I talk to every year, I talk to far more people who, for one reason or another, already have a lawyer, and, I don't want to interfere with that, or they have a situation that I can't really help them with, or they have a case and there's an offer on the table, and, it's a decent offer, or they call me with a specific legal question about a current or former case, or it's just a case that's past the deadline, or there's, insurmountable problems with the case that I can't take. So I talk to more people who end up not being clients right then than I do people who I talk to end up being clients. And my goal, and this is what I train my team to do too, our goal is to help you when you call us. So are we going to ask you a bunch of detailed questions that might annoy you? Of course we are, because, God is in the details when it comes to these cases. It's famous architect Mies van der Rohe talking about architecture, but it's true in personal injury law. The details can make or break a case. That's why my team will ask you detailed questions. And even if we can't help you, even if your case is over and you just had a question, or even if there's something we can't help you with, our goal is to help you and point you in the right direction. For example, somebody just called me on a discrimination matter, and I don't do employment discrimination. I do personal injury law, work injury, car crash, dog bite, bar fight, medical injury, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, these kinds of cases. I do a ton of fall down cases where people are injured on property, or construction negligence cases where a construction worker gets hurt at work. These are the kinds of cases I do, and I focus my practice on them. That doesn't mean that I couldn't, if I had enough time, could I learn employment discrimination, but not to handle a few cases a year, right? I want to be an injury lawyer, and that's what I'm doing. So anyway, I talk to that person, I express sympathy for them, I told him it sounded like it was wrong to me, and I got him to my guy who does employment discrimination. So I get a lot of that. So what else? What else? So there's two kinds of consultations you're going to get. You're getting a consultation from a mill, a personal injury mill, where you don't talk to a lawyer, you don't talk to an experienced person who actually wants to listen to your story and help you. This kind of company, they're going to talk to you, they're going to go down the checklist, and if you meet the criteria, they're going to try and sign up your case. If you don't meet the criteria, they're going to try and get off the phone with you as fast as possible. So it's not even a free legal consultation.
Dang, this insurance company won't offer me a fair settlement.
Insurance company won't offer you a fair settlement on your injury case?
Yeah.
You got an injury guy?
No.
Then you gotta call my injury guy.
If you've been hurt in a work accident or a car crash, or no matter how you got hurt, you want a fast and fair settlement, call My Injury Guy.
Call my injury guy. 312-500-4500. If you got hurt, you gotta give him a try. Call my injury guy.
It's pre-screening a case, and that's it. Now, are there cases in my office where my paralegals talk to the person and the person is so happy with what I tell my paralegals to tell people and the advice that I have trained my people to give that they don't even need to talk to me initially? Yeah, it happens. But it's a different thing. It's that I train and explain and have meetings with my team all the time where we will highlight a situation where I'm not happy with the way it worked out, and then we sit down and we talk about it and say, look, here's a different way we could do that. You know, we're always attempting to improve our process at my office to give a good experience. And so then you have the other kind of consultation that is actually similar to what I do in my office, right? And really, the two different kinds of consultations break down, doesn't matter who's giving them, because I've had plenty of people call me and tell me they spoke with a lawyer, but he hung up on them, or he was on the phone with them for 30 seconds and then got off the phone with them. Things like that. You know, that's nuts. That's not really a consultation. An injured person is calling an injury law office for help. And if they're getting effective help from a paralegal or a lawyer, that's good. Somebody with experience who can actually point you in the right direction. But I'm going to tell you, based on conversations I've had with people, a lot of these high volume, bottom line dollar firms who don't look at law as a profession, they only look at law as a business, they're not really giving legal consultations. So what should you expect from a real legal consultation? You should expect to talk to the lawyer and be treated respectfully. So nobody's going to yell at you or hang up on you. You can expect to tell the basics of your story, and then the lawyer should ask you some questions. And if there's an insurmountable problem with your case or problems with your case, whoever you're talking to should give you an idea about what those challenges are. And I do this more on cases I accept than cases I reject. On cases that I reject, I say, look, most people who call me with a case with a fatal problem, they have a pretty good idea. They don't lead with it because they're hopeful that somebody will pick up the case and help them, which I understand. But I handle a lot of cases where there's some warts, because I figure when somebody calls me, they're calling me for help. Am I really helping them if I only take the cherry slam dunk cases? I mean, I could do that, but again, it goes back to the difference between being a real lawyer and being just a mill, just a place where, they see law as just an opportunity to make money, and, they want the lowest common, the cheapest employee they can possibly put on a phone line and pretend like they know what they're talking about when they pick up the call or call you back. And usually people can tell the difference, especially while the case is pending, because it's not just for signups. A lot of law firms are using minimally trained foreign people for case statuses too, and they just don't, they're insufficiently trained and they have an insufficient base of knowledge to really tell people, you know, what to do. So that's what that's all about. So you should expect some answers. You should expect some compassion. You should expect some clarity. You should expect to hang up the phone with a lawyer if it's a case and you want to hire a lawyer. Or you should hang up the phone feeling like you were respected and you are in a better knowledge position after the phone call than you were before. And a lot of people don't, and that's, to me, one of the big differences between a real lawyer as a profession and a mill. So hope that information helps you. Hope you and your family are well. You know, I have some killer information and tools for injured people that are free to use, and I tell you all about them at the end of the video. So watch till the end of the video so you can check all that out. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Take care.
Thanks for watching. If you or anyone you know has been hurt in an accident and needs a lawyer, or even just has questions, give me a call anytime, day or night, at 312-500-4500. You can call me anytime, day or night, and the consultation is free. That's 312-500-4500. Or if you're not ready to talk to a lawyer, I made 2 great tools that really help people out that you can use for free on my website. The links are in the description. The first one is called the Case Cash Calculator, and it tells you what your case might be worth. The other is called the Good Case Calculator, and it tells you whether you might have a good case or you might have a case with some challenges. The best part is that they're 100% free to use on my website, and it only takes you 20 seconds flat to answer 7 multiple choice questions right off the top of your head. And then you get custom information about your particular injury situation fast and for free. So check them out, links in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. I release 2 new videos every week, and this way you'll get notice of them. And if you have a question you'd like answered in a video, just leave a comment with your question in the comments section. Finally, if you enjoy my videos or if I've helped you in any way, I hope you'll consider doing me a favor. Injury law is a very competitive field, and I like having a small independent firm so I can help people who need it. People really rely on Google reviews when deciding who to hire, so I hope you'll consider leaving me a 5-star review on Google. It only takes a few seconds, but it's a favor to me that I would really appreciate. The link is in the description. You just go to that link, click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit, and you're done. Once again, I hope you and your family are well, and if anyone you know needs an injury lawyer or has questions, please send them my way by calling 312-500-4500. Thanks again for watching. Take care.
312-500